I'm Santoine.
I'm Antoine.
And we the Connected Experience.
Bro, what's the Connected Experience?
It's a lifestyle.
The lifestyle.
Our lifestyle.
How that lifestyle been treating you?
Bro, I can't complain, man. So recently we just released a brand new game on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. It's called Animal Instinct Racing. It's another branch on the Animal Instinct, the Urban Jungle Tree. So I want everybody to go check that out, download that. Hey, it's tight too, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. Like my favorite character is Sergeant Swine. He got the best card of me, bro. Who you rocking with so
I don't
far?
know, bro, because I just try to switch and play to see who, you know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah,
I got my most victories came from with Groovy.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. With
my most victories, and I haven't even started adding to her car yet.
That's what I was about to say. See, I didn't even realize that you could add to the car. So with Sergeant Swine car, I'm at max. So I'm
yeah. So I
knocking
guess the
shit
next,
out. Yeah.
the next iteration of that will happen to be able to play head to head.
Yeah. And then we gonna start working on another game. So I can't wait. And you can also download in the Apple App Store Animal Instinct, the Urban Jungle Puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mama is on the cover of that. If you're familiar with the characters, Mama is on the cover with that. It's Candy Crush-esque. It's a puzzle game like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's been out for a minute though. That was early on when we was
that came out before the
everything right after the book. Yeah. So that's how the lifestyle been treating me. How the lifestyle been treating you?
Yeah, man, the same, man. Listen, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was kind of mad at you a couple weeks ago, bro.
For what?
You you messed up my perfect season.
Yeah, came out there and popped you boys. You know what I'm saying?
That's good though, cause I would.
If I was going over,
I ain't want that to happen to you. But we don't play. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we don't play
the game. And you automatically made it to the channel. You was the best team in the league. You shared a record, the same record with somebody, but like overall, when I look at the teams, you was the best team. Proud of you for that, man. So you got, what's in your title?
Man, what's in my title, man? It's the homeboy, man. It ain't even no rap. It's comedian Macho. He dropped a comedy album. I was there when he taped the special, right?
Yeah.
So to see the special evolve into the comedy album, we spoke about that actually, but he did it. You know what I mean? And it's on Tidal. It's on everything, but that's what's in my title. And just reliving some of them jokes. And then I just remember that night. It was a good night for me that night.
Yeah. I know why though. You know what I'm saying? You was 2 for 1. Yeah, 2 for 1. Yeah. So what's in my title is Big Hit All That featuring Zoe Osama and Honcho. Now, Big Hit is slowly but surely becoming my favorite rapper, dog. Like,
he on the tier.
Yeah, he doing this thing. And Hit Boy and the Blue Bloods about to drop an album, hopefully Friday. I don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that.
Biggest out the West.
I'm anticipating that.
They did their thing at Rolling Loud. They had a dope set at Rolling Loud a few weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mo. Mo was at
Rolling Loud. Yeah. What's crazy is I'm looking and I'm like, the only way I could ever even possibly kind of almost see myself going to Rolling Loud is if I'm with an artist and I'm in the back. And I know that's even hectic too, but them crowd shots be looking crazy, nigga.
That is something like I could never be in the audience at because you got to wear a diaper, bro. You have to. Bro. If you in the front, I guess row, but if you in the front of the stage, imagine
at the
how
barricade,
far. Imagine how far.
And I just don't want nobody touching me though. Like everybody out here dirty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Sweating. And when I say dirty, I don't mean like dirty like you a dirty bum. I mean like it's hot out there, niggas sweating, niggas throwing water, motherfuckers, all of that, man. Like don't even. I can't even go to nothing like that, bro.
I couldn't do it either, bro. That's one thing I can't do.
Yeah, you.
the jungle of all the foxes. Leaving them alive will be a mistake. I mean, you are down with the team. We discovered these together. We won't cut you out.
I don't know, man. It just really.
Who got it? I've been thinking about that. I'm gonna go to Paisley Park again because they be having these events. You know what I'm saying? And I think this year I'm gonna just I'm gonna go to an event because it's some merch that I want to buy from out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got crazy Prince merch, like exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying, son? Like, you ain't got none of that.
Yeah, I don't.
Ain't got none. We got a guest though.
Yeah, we got a guest. I don't rock with Prince like that. I respect his craft, but like, you're a Prince fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like,
but you ain't got no crazy merch from nobody though.
How you know that?
What you got?
Man, I got records, all type of stuff.
What
That's
you got?
part of it. I mean, I got an original Wu-Tang Into the 36 Chambers record.
Word.
Never opened.
Word. I got an autographed Esham album.
I mean, that okay, that's cool. I got a lot of stuff.
Give me one more example. I got Mac Dre shit.
I got an E40 Mailman tape, and what's crazy about this is I rebought that tape. Like, let me get the cassette, and then when I was cleaning up my basement, I already had that.
Oh, that's dope.
You see what I'm saying? Look,
what's your favorite piece of merch?
I can't. It really depends on, because I only got it to look at it, so I don't even.
Right. I think my favorite piece of merch is my Mac Dre lunchbox.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's my favorite piece of merch. My Mac, all my Mac Dre shit, but my Mac Dre lunchbox is my favorite, and I can't wait to, like, you know what I'm saying, to set up my area, my home museum is what I'm gonna call that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Mac Dre, R.I.P. to the Mac, you know what I'm saying, is going on 20 years, and November 1st this year will be 20 years since the Mac been gone, you know what I'm saying? And I just watched the interview with that boy Sugar Wolf, that boy Doobie, and it's the History of the Bay podcast. That's what I was watching, because I'm not a hater, so I'm gonna let you know what I was watching. I was watching the History of the Bay podcast because we bayed out. We love the Bay. We've been loving the Bay.
Well, I'm angstered out, but I love other areas of the country.
Yeah. Oh, Welcome Home Mess.
Oh yeah. That was big for me. That was big for me. That was big for me. I love that.
Mess home.
You know,
Welcome
I never done cocaine though, but if I
Mess,
did, that would be the soundtrack.
Yeah, that'd be the soundtrack. Well, he got so many songs. You know what I'm saying? Hellman, the album with Mitchie Slade. What, man, Mess? When you start striking out, we coming to fuck with you, bro.
We coming.
Yeah, we rather you come out here though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we got a guess. You know what I'm saying?
So. This is what I like about the show, right? When people come with people, and we be like, "Well, what do you do?" Because you just came with somebody, but you'll be here if you want. Some people be like, "I want to be this," you know what I'm saying? But we believe like everybody has a story, and even how you get with the people that you came with is a story, right? Because like, so for example, you were here when Cheryl was here, and if anybody remember that episode, we've been knowing Cheryl forever since he would not let her sit on his bed, but now he let the dog sit on his bed. But that stood out to me.
Person.
That stood out to me.
You that was
no, it was me.
It was you.
It was him. It was him. So, but that's what I'm saying. So we've been knowing her for a long time. And when she was like, "I'm bringing my business manager," come on, it's an open door policy because anybody could come. But then we was like, "Oh, you'll be on here, like we said, if you want."
And this is who we were talking to off camera. You were hearing us say stuff to someone off camera. It was Parris Medley, I'm sorry.
We jumped out there wrong.
Right,
okay.
Right. Yeah. You get that a lot. You get that a lot.
Was it? Did you say Melody because you couldn't read the last name?
I just used to see Melody when I see Medley.
A little dyslexic.
Sorry. So, but I turned that into being an award-winning author a few times over. But I'm not mad at being dyslexic.
You shouldn't be, because I feel like everything they say wrong with people, a little bit of that is wrong with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
No one's perfect.
Yeah. So
I'm
how you doing?
Though.
I'm great.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, I'm great, and I'm happy that you were able to make it back. Right. I'm excited to get into your story because I would like to know how you even began being someone's manager. So, like, let's get into your story. Where are you actually from?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
East side, west side?
West side, actually. 7 miles.
7 miles. 7 and what?
7 mile. West 7 mile.
West 7 mile.
West 7 mile.
Yeah. So growing up, and this is the 80s and the 90s that you were coming into your young adulthood or whatever, I would assume.
70s, yeah. Well, I'm a 70s baby. But yeah.
Okay, so you was raised in the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so what was West 7 Mile like in the 80s? Like, straight up, like.
Well, so I lived on Pembroke.
Okay.
Pembroke and 7 Mile. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
My mom was a writer. Yeah, me and my brother. It was just us two. It was, a lot of fun. Swimmobiles.
Explain what the Swimmobile is for those. Yeah.
Well, I'm really telling my age. Swimmobile is where the mobile pulls up and all the kids in the neighborhood get in there and they swim.
And the back.
Back in the day.
Yeah. No. I'm saying so it's like a big ass bus.
I mean, not so much. It's
a pool on wheels.
Yeah, it's a pool and it's big and everybody can get in. I'm quite sure they don't have them anymore, but back then.
It seems like they should now, though.
Yeah.
So the Swimmobile just pull up on the block. Like, did somebody call it? That's what I'm saying. How does it get?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe like, maybe like the adults or something like that, because that was something with the city.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I couldn't tell you. I just know when the Swimmobile would pull up, all the kids were excited.
About to have some fun. Swimobile here, right?
That's it.
Just that's how she put it up, like the Swimobile. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, so you growing up in the 80s, which was a pivotal time in the United States of America for obvious reasons. That's when crack cocaine was introduced.
Crack cocaine and rap music.
Introduced to every urban neighborhood, and by urban we mean black. Did you see your neighborhood take a downturn when these things are starting to happen? Because at this time, this is when like teenagers is becoming millionaires, and 7 Mile has always been the most popular street name in Detroit.
Yeah. Well, I remember as a little girl, like YBI, Pony Down, groups like gangs like that, but. Just as a kid, you're not so much focusing too much on the neighborhood. You're just playing with your friends. Yeah. And that's it. You know what I mean? So I can't really recall that. Just as a kid, I was a kid.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So I heard you say is your brother older or younger than you?
My brother's older than me.
Or was he protective over you when the Swimmobile came around?
He's protective over me, period.
Still to this day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good big brother shit. I'm a big brother, little bro. I'm a big brother. Yeah.
Younger bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the youngest. So
out of 5.
I got mad siblings older than me, and that's cool. It's 5 of us, a total
boy?
of 5. No, actually,
we the only
3
boys.
girls,
Okay.
Pops got 2 sets of twins, and we 8 months apart, but then we have an older sister. So my mother has 3 kids by my father, and then my father has 2 outside kids. I don't know what, I ain't gonna say outside. He got 2 other kids. They actually older than us, so you know what I'm saying. So like, I'm really the middle child, and then he's really the youngest. Like, you know what I'm saying. But that's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
I take advantage of it.
Do you
have? Hey, y'all want to help your little brother out?
So you said you had the opportunity to be a kid, but when did you start realizing the decline? Because as the 80s transition into the 90s, now you becoming a teenager. Now motherfuckers are getting cars, coming up to the high school. You becoming conscious of really what's going on around you. So what was those teenage years like in the 80s and the 90s?
Well, so we moved away. We moved out of Detroit.
Oh, okay.
We moved to Baltimore.
Oh, word?
Crazy.
So
Bodymore?
So where the Wire taped at, we lived there in Cherry Hill.
Oh, right.
Killer Hill. That's what they used to call it. Because my cousin used to work in Baltimore, and he from out the way. He from Romulus, and they used to go there, and he used to be like, "Hey, bro, they call that Killer Hill." They was detailing cars though, because when you say work, I don't want people to think.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was, and so my mom ended up passing away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh, thank you. So my mom ended up passing away, but Baltimore.
So is that the reason y'all moved?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just moved to Baltimore. So Baltimore is where I had to grow up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Start seeing things, right? Because it's a whole different city.
Yeah.
The schooling system was different. Living, you know what I'm saying? They used to call us country because we would say hot dog, and they would say hot dog, and they would say soda. So it was just a different way of living.
So what was the actual culture shock like like coming from because the city fast.
Yes.
But then Baltimore is also considered a big city and it's black. A lot of people don't understand. Like Detroit has always been the blackest city in America. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go
Baltimore ain't too far behind.
That's what I'm about to say. Baltimore not too far behind. So so they calling y'all country, but it seemed like y'all would be like more city slicker to them.
To me, and so this was crazy because like what we lived in Cherry Hill, they would call them like row houses.
I hate them.
So in the back, like in the I remember where they were sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
So to go to the grocery store, we had to go down a mountain, cross the pond, come up.
Yeah.
Go down a mountain.
Right? And then in the front is the city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like and the schools are by numbers, 180, 170.
Yeah.
So it was just and then like when I watched The Wire, it's like, dang, that's where we lived at.
And a lot of people don't know.
Let me say this though. This is why I said I hate row houses, because we had family in Philadelphia, and then when I was younger, probably about 10 years ago, I worked for a company that was based in Philadelphia, and we would have to go out there and do community service. So we would do community service in Philadelphia, Atlantic City over there in New Jersey. And I said I hate them because the concept, right? Because if one of those catch on fire, everybody's is gone. And I just think that it don't matter how nice it look. It's just tragedy strike. And plus, I won't live wall to wall with another family.
Yeah, very.
And it's like these are row houses. The wall is like this
here,
right?
exactly.
This thin. So I just always hated that. That's no slight to them,
right?
You know,
they didn't build the houses.
People take everything so
offensive.
Like we trying down Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
And them niggas don't even own them row houses that they
some
get
of them do.
offended
That's
for.
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. The nigga get offended, but like this ain't even yours for real. Like you know. So and a lot of people don't know that The Wire is actually a true story.
Yeah.
That's Little Melvin's story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so.
He's actually in it.
He's actually the preacher in it, The Wire. That's Little Melvin. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we laced up on what be going on around. So how long did you end up staying in Baltimore?
We stayed there a year because after our mom passed, we came back to Detroit to live with our father and grandmother.
Yeah. So when you came back, was it another culture shock? Because like what I realized about people, when they go somewhere and they trying to get acclimated there, and then you leave right after you actually probably was just getting acclimated, it's like, I don't know which one I like better. Do I just like this because this is home, or was this a better environment for me?
It was, Detroit. I'm a Detroiter. So, I was taken out of my element. You know what I mean? And there, to me, I got to be careful because I don't even want to get offended. But the way that they lived down there was a little
poor.
Rougher. Yeah.
It was poor.
Because it is a black city, but it's actually one of the poorer black cities in America. And that's like these.
That's why the heroin use is so high. Like that being a drug of choice is what actually affects why their neighborhood economy, besides the drug dealers or whatever, is so fucked up, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was a different. It was just like you guys are saying, real poor. Like we even stayed in the projects.
Yeah.
And the projects out there are the projects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rough.
As a little girl, real rough.
Now, when you come back to Detroit, and after your mom passed, you come back to Detroit, you say you living with pops and grandma. Is this still on the west side?
Yes.
At least, you know what I'm saying?
So now I'm on Dexter.
Okay.
I'm actually on Fullerton off of Linwood.
Okay, so you're in the thick of things in the hustling aspect of what's going on now. So now you see the difference of what we was talking about as a kid that you didn't notice now is on Front Street. So what high school did you end up attending?
Central.
Okay.
I went to Central. I went to Durfee for the middle school, and I went to Central.
Is Durfee the middle school that was from 6th to 9th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you ain't know that.
No.
It was a middle school that went from 6th to 9th grade, and then you went to Central.
You had Roosevelt, you had Durfee, and then you had Central.
Yep. I'm gonna ask you if you know this lady off mic, because that's how I know about that, because she told me that, and I was like, no way, because I never want my 6th grader in a school with a 9th grader. Like,
well, no. You know what? I'm lying. Durfee was from, they changed it before. They changed it, you know what I'm saying, once I got out of it. But when I went to Durfee, it was from the 6th to the 8th grade.
Okay.
So at the 8th grade, you're going
to regular shit.
Yeah, but it was a middle school that went from 6th to 9th grade because that was the big thing. When you got there, you was like, now I'm in high school.
Yeah. So it was something that caught my attention that you said that I didn't touch on. You said your mom was a writer. So when you say writer, was she writing music? Was she writing books? Was she writing plays? Or she was doing it all?
My mom did write a book.
Yeah.
My mom died early. She was 36.
Oh, okay.
My mom used to work in the city county building.
Okay.
She used to work under Mayor Young.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she did write a book. I don't
bring the mic a little closer.
I don't remember the book, the name of the book, because I was, like a little girl or whatever.
Oh, it was published and everything?
I do believe so, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah. I will find that out. So now you are the second guest from this crew who cannot remember what they mom did. I don't know if this is a crew thing, and I don't know who the head of this crew, but come on now. So, you know what I'm saying? Because that's big, right? Big. And especially back then, to get a book published or even have a book ready to be published, because, I mean, if you found it today and it wasn't published, I bet you $100 that you would publish it.
I have to ask my brother.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So what's the age difference? Like he's
4 years older than me.
4 years older.
And that's a big difference. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. I was 9 when she passed.
So when did you, like what was your thing like coming up? Like did you do sports? Or, like what did you foresee yourself being while you were growing up? Because I always wonder if people actually doing what they wanted to do when they grow up.
Can I keep it real?
Yeah. We would prefer it.
I had no goals.
Yeah.
I was abused by my grandmother.
Yeah, that's
sad. I was in a very dark place.
Yeah.
And I was always told I would never be anything.
Yeah.
I would never, you know what I'm saying? So I would read a lot.
Yeah.
I would read.
To take you out of that place?
Yeah, I would read a lot. And then I would just write like little poems and things like that. I was a nerd. I was I was a nerd, but people still were drawn to me, right? Like, even though I looked like Urkel's sister in middle school.
That's funny because that was his cousin.
Well, I mean, like...
Alberto Urkel.
Like, the clothes I would wear. Like, I would wear the turtlenecks that zipped up in the back. Like, stuff like that. But I still had a personality, right?
Like, when you say that about your grandma, this is your father's mom?
Correct.
And father's moms, they teeter. They can be some mean people, you know? But was this because, like, y'all had to come and she had to, like, step up? Because what I noticed in a bunch of... Because I always look back at 2 generations before us, right? Because that's the only way we can feel like to know how this generation got to where we are now.
Okay.
Right? So I always look at 2 generations before us. So the generation before me, which would be my parents, they were saying go to college because that should set you up for the rest of your life because that's what they should have done. Mm-hmm. Right? But they didn't. What happened is they got mixed up in drugs, the drug trade, drug usage, and because of that, people were taken from the home, kids was misplaced and all of that. But the generation before them, those parents weren't too loving. So that would mean, like, to me, that would mean your grandma, they really weren't loving. The whole thing for that generation was, especially if you have a daughter, get her out the house as quick as possible because that's just another foot under the table, another plate we gotta use, right? So that's what I was saying.
I never even looked at it like that. Yeah,
because they trying to get you out the house as quick as possible. So back then, especially down south, you want to marry my daughter? Here, you feel what I'm saying? They trying to get you out of here. So do you think that's what it was, or she just was a mean person?
I think because of the simple fact that, my dad, he was the only child, so he didn't grow up mentally. Yeah. So she ended up, basically, he got us, because, right, that's our parent. Father. But she was the one raising us.
Yeah, because she raising him still.
And so at that point, and she was a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
So I can kind of put the 2 together, possibly. But, however, no matter what I was told, my story is almost similar to Tyler Perry slightly. I would just block that out, and I would be in the corner, and I knew that wasn't true. I knew that I was going to do something. You know what I'm saying? I was going to be more than just what they were, telling me.
Now, so let's fast forward. Is that the reason that you were an abuse advocate? Because you were abused by your grandma? Like, is that the reason it's close to your heart? Because you are an advocate for abuse.
For domestic violence.
For domestic violence in general, yeah.
It's crazy because how that happened, how I became part of the domestic violence committee in Southfield. my friend was going through it. He was in a relationship and he was abused. So I went with him.
What, he was being abused by a woman?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Right. So I met all kinds of people, and then they recruited me.
Yeah.
They were like, "You're a part of the domestic violence." So yeah, I definitely experienced it, and then in a relationship, I experienced it slightly as well too.
Okay, now I want to talk about domestic violence, right? So I think like it needs to be defined for people to understand, because like some people be in relationships and they might have conflict, but that's not necessarily domestic violence.
Combat, mutual combat.
Yeah, mutual combat. So
right. It's domestic violence because it's in the same household. But just, is it mutual? See, this is the thing, right? You will have to ask yourself: is it mutual?
Not me myself.
No,
personally.
yeah, not you, because you not. But I'm saying this is no. Actually, yes, you, because is it mutual combat because it started with one person and another person said, "I'm not going to keep letting this happen." So if we fight in each other now, it's because one of the people fighting back. Okay. Because I don't see nobody just being together and the argument pop off and they both jump up to slap each other.
No.
Right off rip. You see what I'm saying? So it's only going to be mutual combat because somebody said,
I could see that if they're being abusive to each other and I got to strike first.
Right, but that's only because you know somebody would strike because it's happened before. Right? And then a lot of people don't, because I have daughters, so this is big, right? A lot of people don't recognize the signs early enough, because I would believe before, unless you're just vicious, right? So before a slap or a punch, it's the way you talk to her, or him or her, because women are huge
abusers. That's what I was getting at.
I have men that are. I have men
that's what I was about to angle toward. Like, because a lot, when you hear domestic violence, a lot of people automatically assume that it's a man beating a woman, and then some of these niggas got Stockholm syndrome too.
Well, I have a very close friend. And both of his marriages, that in the one he's in now, he was abused by his wife.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I've met men. I've interviewed a couple of men that were in a domestic. Because here's the thing, and when they call the police, it's like they're laughing at them, because it's like, okay, you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you getting abused? But I don't want to put hands on the woman.
Right.
As a man, because I'm going to go to jail. So
that's what I was really actually getting at. Like, a lot of men and it's like they suffer in silence because you will get laughed at, and because people, but that's a double-edged sword, because if you laughing at me for getting abused, then you will be trying to arrest me for just defending that's what I was actually getting at. But we gonna get back to that, because we know that you big on that and we want to take the time.
Well, and plus I just wondered, was that the reason?
Yeah, because we was discussing that earlier. I said, I wonder, how do somebody get into that, like being a strong advocate for that?
They recruited me. It was just like you know what I'm saying? And then I'm very private.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't open up a lot. So
this the wrong show for that.
Well, I'm you know what I'm saying? So I'm very quiet. So I approached the lady, young Mrs. Hall, and I told her I wanted to write a play about domestic violence. And the play, I wanted to shed on same-sex couples. So I had a gay couple, two men, and then I had a straight couple, a man and a woman.
Okay.
And I wanted to, and I did.
So you wrote the play. Did it happen? It already happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
what's the name of the play? You saying the play? No, spit it out there. Yeah.
It's called Why Won't They Lead?
Why won't they lead? Yeah. But before that, when did you discover that you want to be an actress? Because not only did you write the play, you directed it and starred in it too.
No, I wasn't in this one.
Oh, this is not the one you was in?
I wasn't in this one.
Okay.
Cheryl was in this one.
Okay. So how long ago did the play? Did you put the play on?
2 years ago.
2 years
2022.
Ago. Okay.
So Cheryl was the crazy one, but I have been in a play called.
So you typecasted her?
What do you mean?
Because that's what she is.
The crazy one.
She was amazing. She was great. She was.
Right, yeah.
I can see that.
I can see that, yeah.
Because again, I wanted to shed light that it's just not. She was mentally abusive.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not just physical.
It's just not. It's just not men that are the abusers.
And then what
you look crazy wild with that joint on your head, man.
That's why.
No, I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying it look, because that's a mask. Yeah.
Hold on. But what I tend to find out, right, when people are mentally abused, besides it being hard on them, it's very hard on a next partner and a next partner, right? Because I can always tell when someone who I was dealing with at the time maybe had never been in a genuine loving relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to, and nobody should or want to, man or woman. We don't want to have to keep proving that we being genuine because you haven't had that before.
Each
because
relationship is
different. Yeah,
right. And I don't carry nothing from the last relationship. That's what only myself.
That's it.
I'm the only thing that come from the last relationship.
Right, and people need to start doing that. But that's in any relationship. That's business relationships. That's everything, because that's what baggage is. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they even carrying baggage because they always on the defense. So if we get into a new relationship and you never had flowers and I'm bringing you flowers and all that, I'm even going to do that on Mad Day. Mm-hmm. I'm not just bringing you flowers to just try to impress you. I just bring flowers to the house because I like flowers. And then I had a young lady who never had got flowers and she was grown. Wow. And she was looking at me like, well, what do I want? Well, I can't want nothing more. I'm already having sex with you. I'm not bringing
she
you
wasn't used to that.
She wasn't used to it.
Right, but that's part of the mental abuse also, right? And that's why I said that, because I think it's more people who don't even understand that they being mentally abused than physically abused, because the mental is stronger than that. Because the mental you could carry into your next relationship, right?
Your black eye ain't gonna last for so long.
Right, or
somebody's on that's gonna heal up. But
right, and that's what I'm saying. And they don't, and I don't want to have to, like I said, nobody should have to fight through that to prove that they not like that, because that's frustrating, right? Why should I have to be frustrated?
That's kind of like mentally abusing me, yeah.
Right,
the person.
Yeah. Right, so that's huge. How did the play turn out, though?
The play was amazing.
Right.
I had like the whole South, I'm very good friends with Chief Barron, so Southfield Police was there. I worked at Henry Ford, so I had a lot of support. I had a lot
Henry
of
Ford what?
Hospital.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you meant high school or hospital, because the name is so synonymous with the area.
I had a lot of support. That was one of my biggest plays. I mean, that's like my 5th or 6th play, but that was like the most support that I've had.
So this is a question that just dawned on me, because you said you worked at Henry Ford Hospital, and not because you made pride or something, but is it easy for you to spot when somebody is being abused, maybe like a coworker or something, because you spend so much time with them?
Well, just friends too.
Yeah.
Mentally abused. Yeah. As far as like control. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it, but do I tell them?
That was it. But okay. Is it easy for you to spot when somebody is a mental abuser that you may be friends or a coworker with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And those type of people, I kind of try to stay away from.
Yeah, because they'll do it to anybody.
Yeah. Okay, no. So how do you spot? How would you say that you spot a mental abuser?
They wear purple hoodies.
I mean, just to.
Sorry.
I have mentally abused some people. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Everybody
I can't know it until I'm around you and I hear you talking. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can't just look at you and say, "Oh, you're probably you know what I mean?" I have to observe you.
Yeah.
You know
right. But have you ever told somebody that, like, yo, son, you might be mentally abusive?
I told when I started writing, I had a partner.
Oh, okay.
And I told him. Not that, but something else, and now
to that effect.
We don't talk anymore.
Yeah.
So it was true.
Maybe.
Yeah. See, if
from your standpoint,
if somebody told me like that, I know that I've been mentally abusive before, because I was the mind state that I was in, that I recognize that mind state now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But when you look back on your
I look back, you know what I'm saying? But then I also see it as like that kind of was a defense mechanism. So I wasn't naturally setting out to do that, but I didn't believe in no type of love. So I wouldn't believe what you said to me. No way. If you want to impress me, bitch, walk on water. You know what I'm saying? And so that was like, I was just a mean person.
Could the water be ice?
They never said that.
And you would have women that would try to do that.
Exactly. And it wasn't, and it still wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I recognize that now, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like,
hey, the more I get to know you, like the more I recognize, like you are really, you have really been like a messed up person to people.
Because I but you have too, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though.
Since people think we so much alike.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But
so what I'm telling
but you've been a messed up person to me. I've never been a messed up person to stop it.
I'm just saying, I mean, that's
different, though.
But
that's not my perspective. That's not my, no, that's the truth. That's the truth. I've never been a messed up person to you.
You don't know that.
I can pinpoint you being a messed up person.
But how can you say, how have you been to him if he feels that way?
Well, okay, do you feel that way?
Yeah, I would have to reflect on that. No, I didn't say. I just said
to people.
To people.
So you would have to think back.
Yeah. So think back on it, and then I'm saying I really want to know because you apologize for being a messed up person to me, but that's what I'm saying. But no, because I asked you one time, like, hey,
but so then I was like, let me actually think about it. Let me actually look back and think about it.
Yeah. But ain't nothing wrong with that. We just,
I mean, because you to become better, you got to self-reflect, right? And even from the situation he talking about, like the lesson I learned in that, like, oh, you don't do that to nobody. Right. It just happened to be.
And closest nigga to you who you dress alike.
Yeah. Okay.
So you was practicing on me.
It ain't even, well, I guess so. It just ended up being practice because the outlook I thought people had, well, the outlook I had on being with women at the time and the outlook he had on being with women at the time was obviously different. Right? Because the influences, even though they might be the same influence, is not influencing people the same way. So when I'm listening to this type of music and this message, and I internalize the message, and I'm like, oh, that's how it should be. And he listening to that type of music, and he thinking that's how it should be with other people. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But I ain't mad. I'm just saying. It's just an open discussion. So, I know, because I don't want the viewers, they tripping out. Like, no.
And then we talking 20 years.
We was talking, I mean,
actually
more than that.
Years,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
But it's just, but of course I've been a messed up person and people, and everybody has.
Everybody has.
That's somebody else's perspective. Like, how, like, every woman want to be treated like a princess, but but don't even know what that means. That's just a false dream that they send you. So every princess don't get treated good.
That's correct.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm in full belief in the king don't like the queen. That's my whole mentality. Like, people say women say they want to be treated like the queen. I don't think the king liked the queen.
Do you guys want to hear something that may be weird to y'all?
It's probably not weird. Let's go.
I don't like for men to call me a queen.
No,
I don't like that. To me, it sounds very generic and fake. Because you're calling all of us that.
But and I'm also
they
telling
don't know
you,
queens. They don't know.
I'm also telling you that the king don't. If it's my kingdom and I have a queen, now if you the queen and the king is only the king because he married to the queen, that might be different.
Right.
But if I'm the king and I got the queen, I don't think that he like her. I think that this is what looked best for the kingdom. That's why every king who has concubines, and the concubines that no one knows about, a mistress that the whole kingdom know about, and 2 other girlfriends that's gonna never come out.
Right.
And this is only because this look good. This is aesthetically pleasing to the kingdom.
Right.
This is an arranged situation.
That makes sense.
You getting what you want out of it. You gonna make your appearances.
And more often than other, the king dies first.
Right.
So you get all of this when I'm gone. You get enough. You go be happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I always thought that.
Like, but if I love you, why do I have to put a title on it?
Exactly. And
well, society put the title.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's not even, you know what I mean? Because you can't even, the title couldn't even measure your love for somebody.
Exactly.
Right? Just like I'm also in the belief that most married people aren't friends.
Yeah,
I always thought that. I can tell when a married couple friends and when they not. But again, some of this stuff is just
they look good.
It's aesthetically pleasing. You know what I mean? My mom might have always wanted me to get married if you a man, right? Because the man is really the gatekeeper to marriage, right? So my mom always wanted me to get married. This lady goes to our church. My mom knows her. My mom loves her, but you don't even like her.
Their parents love each other,
right? But you don't even like her.
Dude. Put it together,
right? And then that's dope. Because I think like that too. I think like people just don't be real enough with themselves. Like, and I think a lot of times marriage is just a piece of paper. I've been married 3 times, but I'm married right now. But this is a real marriage for me. Like, the first time was due to a situation. The second time I thought I was gonna be married, but the young lady had blatant father issues, and I knew I couldn't reproduce with somebody who felt like that about their father.
Right.
Because I'm seeing it in real time, and I'm telling her what the real problem was, and she's so caught up in not liking her father, she's not listening to me.
Right.
And I'm telling you for your future, because I'm on my way out this motherfucker.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm
That's
saying?
it. That's
and
it.
I knew I wouldn't be able to reproduce. So my wife now that I have, we've been married 5 years, going on 6 years. We have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? But we don't always get along, and no, we don't be friends most of the time. We get a lot of shit done, but like we just into different shit. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
Because we were friends first, and that's how we were as friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we got married, and because when people get married, they automatically think they supposed to perform these roles. Based on what somebody else say a husband is supposed to do or a wife is supposed to do, and a conversation that's destroying the black community consistently. Should you go 50-50? Should you pay all the bills and all of that? And it's like,
we're a team.
Yeah. That's why we married. If I needed a roommate, we could be roommates. And if we have to be roommates to get to the next level, why is anybody arguing about that? Oh, because the internet tells you your husband's supposed to take care of everything, and you're not supposed to do nothing for your husband but be married.
And you know what?
And this is shit from people who not married.
That's it. But and the internet will expose so much and so many people to you. The internet is very, very dangerous.
The internet is my favorite place on earth.
It's very, very dangerous because what you're putting up is probably not what's happening in real life. Right.
That's the best way to explain it, because most of these people who talking about any situation, when they log off, they go into a situation worse than that.
Actors and
much
actors.
worse. Yeah. Speaking of acting, you really are an actress.
And I hate it. Yeah.
What you hate about it?
Why do you hate it?
I'm gonna say this. So I did a play with my ex-partner called The Partner, and
now when you're saying partner, are you saying business partner and?
No, we were not in a relationship.
Okay.
People thought we were, but we weren't. We were really good friends.
Okay.
So The Partner was it was written about two partners, and they crossed the line.
Yeah.
Because I played a character by the name of Tower, and he played a character by the name of Camden. So Tower is this independent, strong woman.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Because that's good.
Well, that
don't even make sense to me. That never has
sense to you.
Strong woman. What does that mean?
She's strong. She's single.
Yeah, but single and strong.
Now, listen, guys, I don't want to get into a fight.
No, this is no.
Twin Towers here.
No, Tower. No, but I said that because that makes no sense. Strong woman, right?
Well,
you're not strong because you're a woman, and you're not weak because you're a woman. A person who handles their responsibilities is being an adult. That's male or woman, man or woman. See, you can't say, "No, I'm a strong, independent man."
Well, can I finish?
Yeah. But when I hear the term strong,
I know I didn't mean to activate you guys.
Yeah, you activated
for sure.
Yeah.
You did. She noticed that too.
So Tower. So she couldn't keep a man. She dated.
Because she's strong. That's why.
She's strong. She's strong and independent, of course.
Yeah.
Head strong. Think her money strong. You feel them? All stuff men don't care about.
Y'all came to the play.
I can tell you because you said the word strong.
Okay, break it down. Is this on tape? Is any of this on tape?
You ain't taping?
I didn't record that one.
Okay, not that one.
I recorded Why Won't You Leave?
Okay. So we'll get to that. All right. Yeah.
So Tower, we did it twice. We did that play twice. So but she was mental. She was mental because she just couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like she was mental. So when she ended up
crossing the
line with him, she went crazy. He had a girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
She went crazy.
Crazy like what?
She went insane. So I started writing a series, and I never finished it. So I may talk. Without going too deep into it.
Yeah.
They had sex.
Yeah.
She didn't care nothing about the girlfriend.
Was the girlfriend less strong? That's a real question though. Yeah.
Well, she was kind of dingy a little bit.
She was perfect to get a boyfriend though, right?
She was kind of dingy a little bit. But then when she really realized what was going on with Tower, you get what I'm saying? Tower took her as a joke, like, okay, you're just whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
When it ended, which I made it to like it could have been a part 2.
Yeah.
Tower went super crazy to the point where she had a gun. She wanted the girlfriend out the way.
Yeah.
Now after her and Camden hooked up, Cam didn't want anything to do with Tower because you're ruining my relationship. You know.
See, but that's what I was saying. See, that's perfect for what I was saying. That's what I was saying. People really don't be friends, right?
No.
Somebody always got something that they want. Like I have women that's genuine friends, right? So you can't ruin my relationship, because if we cross the line, we cross the line. Mm-hmm. So I would be the one ruining my relationship in essence, right? Because if I didn't do this wouldn't ruin my relationship. Now, if you acting like this and we didn't cross the line, then you are crazy.
Right.
But once I had to activate that crazy.
Once we enter, it's a different story.
Yeah. And this is something that happens so much. Yeah, I wish you would have taken that. Like, goddamn, like that's what I was thinking. Like, damn, I would love to see that.
So, like, I don't like to act. I like to walk. I like to see my audience. I want to know what you're doing. If you're on your phone, that means
you ain't paying attention.
I like to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Walk the floor.
But what I learned as a writer and a director, sometimes working with people, you got to get on that stage.
Yeah.
Because you can't come in. It sometimes
can't half step with my stuff.
Sometimes it's hard working with people, and you can't come.
Sometimes
you can't come in my production and tell me what you're not gonna do.
Yeah.
Or like you have me dangling.
Yeah.
I will fire you, even though I didn't memorize the play and I wrote it. I'll
learn it. And you know why? Because even especially with entertainment. Mm-hmm. Some people make it look so easy that everybody think they can do it, and they not ready to put the work in. Right? Yeah. We've been doing this venture here since 2017. You know how many podcasts and came and went since then?
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't understand the commitment. But that's with everything. You can make it look so easy that people think I'm gonna do that, especially with acting. No, man, you gotta rehearse. You gotta show up. You gotta know how to. When we say no, this is just for blocking. Okay, you gotta understand all of this. That the movements matter, especially in a play.
Exactly.
Yeah, because a play is
it's
it's one shot, one kill.
You got to know if you mess up, keep going.
You do.
You got to hope that the person across from you know that you keep going after you mess up.
Even speaking about plays, like, so we rest in peace, Missy. We used to work with Missy, and we used to like executive produce plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard of her.
Yeah. Oh, Missy was the truth,
Everybody
man.
Definitely the glue. She was the glue.
They definitely.
Oh man, Missy was the truth.
What's happening right now in the film industry?
It's
because of a lot of people, but she was a big part of that because she worked with all of these people.
I heard.
So a lot of people first role came through Missy. Yeah. Back when they were doing acting classes, we talked and you told me you wanted to act, I'd be like, hold on, let me call Missy
immediately,
right? So you can get her acting class.
Because what we didn't know about Missy when we first met her is like she was getting into everything that she was, because we met her at through Miles Dixon at this doing Switchplay TV, but they were so good at it, we thought that they had been doing it, and we was like right there when it was like forming and starting. We didn't know that, and we've been rocking ever since. You know what I'm saying? So we had executive produce some plays with her, and that's when we seen how, if you could be in a play, to me, you're a real actor.
Oh yeah,
like you're the truth to me more than anybody who's been in movies, because. To understand
it ain't
how
no cut.
It ain't no cut.
Stage.
No, it ain't no cut.
Yeah. It's no rewind. It's no.
So to see somebody in a play, I had a different respect. So then our homeboy Robert Jackson, but everybody call him Rock right now. He was actually in one of the plays that we executive produced, and we didn't even know that at the time
because we didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other.
But then when we get to know each other, he was like, "Yeah, man, I started in a play called such and such." I went in my basement. I found a poster. I sent him down. I said, "This right here." He said, "Yeah, that was my first play." I said, "Man, we executive produced that." So okay, so was it the success of the first play that made you do the second play, or you just caught that bug? Because entertainment, you catch that bug, you want to keep churning the wheel.
You know what, guys? I just have a gift. Like I can go home and write a play right now. I mean, it just all depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that comes from reading a lot as a kid.
Reading a lot, and then just, and
like, it's hereditary.
Yeah, and then just, you know what I'm saying? Like I can make characters up in my head and just bring it to life.
So you are crazy. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so you hear voices, and then you give those voices names and stuff.
And then you put a story to it. That's everybody. First of all, if you writing anything with other characters, you have to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like the imagination is so beautiful that people don't understand the power of the imagination. That's why I don't care what people say. I don't review people's stuff, because no matter how good or bad somebody think it is, this started with just a little thought of I can do it.
Right.
And then this. So I'm gonna talk about this person. Then they go.
Yeah, I never read it.
Right. And it's like, it's out.
Right.
Other people can see it. Because once you put the gift in the world, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's why I hate how people try to talk about Tubi. Like, Tubi has given more independence, has made more people that's independent money than the music industry has in the last 20 years.
And opportunity. Now, what people decide to press play on is nothing we can do about that. What bring people back to press play is nothing we can do about that. That has less to do about the creator of the content and more to do with the psyche of the person watching the content. And people don't factor that into their mind. Like, whatever you press play on, that's what you attracted to mentally.
Right.
So if you want to keep seeing this stuff, as a creator, why would I stop putting it out?
Right? Yeah. Because why would somebody stop writing I Fell in Love with an Inkster Thug part 77 if part 75 1 through 75 made them some money and people was fucking with it? Like, who am I to judge that this is trash?
And some people, this is their escape.
Yeah.
What I watch is my escape. Yeah. What I write is my escape.
I'm totally different from, you know what I'm saying?
And I think people, because
I watch Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, DC, and all that, and I laugh at that type of shit, and it's just because this is my guilty pleasure.
That's
you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's really my entertainment.
And I don't need to be judged because it's what I like to watch. You know what I mean?
People give Tubi such like a bad rap, and I'm like, where else could people put this stuff at? And people really watching a lot of this shit because it's part 2s and 3s. And
not only is part 2s and 3s, I see people from the city talking about movies that was made in Memphis and Philadelphia. I see people in Memphis and Philadelphia talking about movies that was made in Detroit, right? So what that is showing you is that this has authentically grown. And first of all, Tubi is not only for those movies. People acting like this is something new. Tubi is just Fox's free app. So
free streaming
anything,
service.
Free streaming service.
So let me say this. Tubi, some of the movies on Tubi look really,
Well, but see, that's a quality thing, that's a Tubi thing more than the person watching it, right? But again, that's still somebody, that's the only way I could do the first one, right? So if this first one popped, now I know, okay, because just like, even being a playwright, you like, okay, next time we ain't gonna have it at this theater because we made a little more money, but we know people more comfortable coming here. It could be something as simple as they got their own parking lot, right? So it's like, you gotta work what you got. Some people don't got, and a lot of people just don't know.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
Because the barrier...
Because they got to pass a quality...
No, what I mean by quality is the barrier of entry for anything that's done with technology is at an all-time low now, right? You could pick whatever type of phone up and shoot something, and it'll pass the quality control
That's what I'm about to say. It'll pass the quality control test.
If somebody press play on it, somebody press play on it.
Well, I guess just because I've been in it for a minute, so I know how I would want my stuff to look.
Yeah.
Quality, visually, right. Aesthetically, yeah, right.
Right.
So a lot of people do. That's why it's a lot of great looking stuff. So I'd say this about Tubi. I've seen poorly shot movies with great scripts. But then I seen great scripts with horrible actors.
Yeah,
like it's always and then there's great scripts, great actors, poor quality, poor sound. Because sound is the most important of all of it. You know what I'm saying? Lighting. Yeah. So I've seen various ways that the movie could improve, but that's because we shot movies in Hollywood before.
See.
So we already looking at it different anyway. And then
you looking at it different. I'm looking at I don't know what that person had to work.
No. When I'm saying
that's the only way.
What
I'm just saying that's the only way. That's why I say I can't judge the content. I don't know what that person had to work with. Right. Some of these people own their last dollar trying to make it.
Oh yeah.
So and that's not even a lot of the people. Some of these people getting investors and skimming off the top. Some of these people playing it straight up. If I got a crowd fund and I get investors, I'm putting everything into it.
Right.
So that's why I say I can never judge.
Yeah, I don't judge
once I know, because from being a creator, I know it started here. So if you can even get it this far,
mine starts here,
I love it.
Mine starts here.
In your heart.
Okay.
Yeah, mine starts here.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing that ever happened to us in life with what we doing started here.
Yeah. Right.
I want you to remember that. Yeah. I never wronged you.
That's not the biggest thing.
You crazy. I never wronged you.
Because you don't know what's next. You don't know what's next.
I know
that's
this.
one of the bigger things. Right? But we don't know
where did it start at?
Yeah, for me, it started after the fact.
It started right here. You know what I'm saying?
Our starting point.
Because you're my little brother.
Yeah, I'm your younger brother.
Yeah, you're my little brother, and I take care of you.
So how since it was only you and your brother, like, do you have nieces and nephews?
No.
So it's still just y'all two?
Well, we have other brothers and sisters.
I'm saying you saying from the mom.
But my mom, it's just me and my brother.
So how supportive had the family been with you garnering off in the entertainment? Because just because your grandma said those foul things.
And my dad.
Oh, Pop said that too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my brother is my everything.
Yeah.
So
he always there.
That's what matters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's at every show.
Yeah. I love that.
He tells me as far as business, and my brother preaches. He says a lot of stuff that's true. Like, you know, you're going to get into different crowds of people. Like, you may not have the same friends that you had or run in the same circle with people. You know what I'm saying? He's very positive. He's very, very positive.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
and you feel like your brother never wronged you?
And the thing is, right, I'm not even a get over it type of person, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just talking shit.
I'm just saying. I can never tell somebody to get over it. It's just that I'm over it.
Yeah, you was over it when you did it.
You're right.
So I mean, like, as kids, yeah, but like, no.
But we just this all fun. But
because I love
used to be best friends, but then like we better friends now. We're not best friends. We're better friends than we ever been. But at the end of the day, we brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
a lot of that come from looking at people as an individual too, right? Because we know some twins who don't even talk to each other,
and we can never imagine
that, right? So it's like, no, again, they weren't friends and fostered the relationship. Right. Every relationship in your life has to be fostered.
It does,
right? Like I tell my daughters, right now, I'm gonna tell you what to do. But I also want you to understand that you'll see when you get older. And you might get older and we have a great relationship.
Right.
Or you might get older and we don't speak. Long as I take you from childhood to adulthood, that was my job. Now, what I want to do while doing my job is maintain a relationship where we still communicate.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to take off my dad hat and be a friend.
Right.
But when I put my dad hat on,
I'm your dad.
And friendship is out the window. Because now I'm looking at it strictly from a dad perspective. I don't give a damn about your friends because I ain't one of them. I ain't one of your little friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because that's what I tell my daughter. Because, like, my daughter is doing super great. It was Literacy Month in March. She going around to the classes to read to each class for a week. She got her books in the library at the school that she go to for literacy night. She set up a booth and sold books and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And as your dad, I put that business together for you. Now you got your own schedule. Now you do it. And as your friend, I'm super happy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as your dad, this is business. You don't play with this because this is the business that I'm building for you.
Exactly.
You take it and run with it. If you take it and don't run with it, I'm not mad, but you can never look back and be one of them motherfuckers like, well, my parents didn't support me, blah, blah, blah. Come on, my nigga. That ain't true.
Right.
I can show you where it's not true. I gave you your own lane.
Right.
Now, if you don't want that lane, I'm not mad at it because when you told me you want that lane, I gave it to you and I told you, in order to maintain it, you got to put in a work.
You got to maintain
I'm showing
you.
So do you have children?
No.
She said it. Right.
So are your clients?
Well, I have God kids.
I was about to say, are your clients like your children?
No.
I'm saying you don't play like a motherly role?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I said that because we talking about you, right? But you also manage, you business manage, you artist manage, and that's managing an artist is hard.
It's hard. Well, the thing with me is that it is kind of like babysitting, but I don't want to feel like it. If I feel like that I'm babysitting you, I'll drop you.
Yeah. How did you get into management?
It just came. Everything just comes to me.
When is your birthday?
May 16th. I'm a Taurus.
Oh, almost. Goddamn.
What's wrong?
May 22nd.
You're a Gemini.
And we twins.
My ex-husband was a Gemini.
Yeah.
24th.
May 24th.
Oh, that's my dog Charlie's birthday.
That can get on the bed and Cheryl couldn't. That's Charlie's birthday.
Charlie's still alive?
For sure.
It's a real
dog. My dog.
Oh my God.
But my dad's birthday is May 23rd, so we're the 22nd. My dad's the 23rd, and my dog is the 24th.
Yeah. Well, yeah. May 16th. I'm a Taurus. Same day as Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Word.
I love Janet Jackson. So.
Yeah, you love Janet Jackson?
I love Janet Jackson.
You think she can sing?
I think she's more of a performer.
I think she
is a performer.
I think she's more of a performer.
Yeah, because that one song, that's the way love goes.
I love
Have you ever listened to that song?
The vocal tones and shit?
No, not the vocal tones. Have you ever listened to the song? It's no verse. She say the exact same thing all the time, and then that's the way love goes. Right? I'm just telling you, I don't have nothing against that song, but listen, one day I was partaking, right? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start listening to these old songs, seeing if they was really good songs. That was the first one that came on. I looked at my wife. I said, well, am I tripping? Like this
like so I get high and I listen to like Rick James and Bootsy Collins.
That's the way love goes.
Them niggas was
go back and listen to it today. I know you know the song, but listen though, key in though and be like, I've been tripping. I love Janet Jackson though. They Jackson. I'm a Jackson.
I'm a Jackson. Yeah.
Like listen,
that's the strongest bloodline in the world.
Because ain't nobody on the face of the earth ever been more famous than Michael Jackson in any time period.
No.
In any time period. So it's like, to come from Gary, Indiana, and be the most famous person ever in the world, he can moonwalk. He ain't never been to the moon. Come on, is that an earth walk there? You feel what I'm saying? You ain't never been to the moon. You said I'm moonwalking. We can't prove him wrong.
Well,
because we never been to the moon.
That's it.
He haven't either.
So you say you May 16th? Yeah.
Okay, so who was the first person you managed? How long has your management career spanned?
I've been doing it like a couple of years.
Yeah. Do you like it? Like overall?
I'm kind of like a Candy Burgess. Yeah. I mean, if I vibe with my people, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like me and Cheryl, we vibe. You know, working with women sometimes can be difficult.
I actually look at it the exact opposite, but it's probably because I'm not a woman.
Yeah, it can be difficult sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't have that with Cheryl.
That's good.
And then B-So, he's pretty quiet. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
okay, so when you talk to him, tell him he gonna have to talk on the interview though.
Definitely. He's like really, really shy. I don't know.
I could tell.
A lot of people don't think that he would. No, a lot of people that don't. When they hear him sing, they're surprised because he doesn't talk much.
Yeah,
he's real shy. But
the industry could change that.
I know it.
That's actually a jewel to hold on to because the industry could change that. Yeah. But when he busts that joint out and sing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like. Cause Cheryl, she do cosmetics and
absolutely
right, and then he sings. So are you just like, how do you bring on clients? Cause those are two drastically different things.
Well, those are the only two that I have so far.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people come to me and ask me.
Yeah,
I'm more so, you know, I'm a writer first.
Yeah. A bracelet wearer second.
I actually had a talk show called PM's Red Room.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that.
How you know about PM's Red Room?
We do our research.
Sorry, I read your bio. Silly me.
Talk about that, because you said a talk show and a talk show. So
this is a real talk show.
It's a talk show.
Yeah.
Talk show. I had guests on there. I was interviewing them.
Yeah.
Certain guests were domestic violence.
Okay.
I had a young lady. Her story was in Detroit. The bus driver. Y'all may have heard about it. His name was Short Dog. It happened like a few years ago. But anyway, she was in an abusive relationship. Things happened. She ended up having to, she killed.
Fend for herself.
Yeah, that part.
Fend for herself.
So, you know, and then I'm another young lady where she was, when she was younger, she was shot like 6 times.
Okay.
So those were the type of interviews that I was doing. You know what I mean? And
out of 10 relationships, how many you think domestic violence is involved in? If you could say it, out of 10, yeah.
I go 4 for 10.
I'm gonna say about 7.
7.
Damn.
I'm just guessing.
I'm just saying just from you can't be factual because men don't report.
Yeah, they don't.
Right, so you can't even be factual.
Yeah, so probably. So the stories were really, really deep. The men that I had interviewed, one of them was very popular. You guys are probably, I don't know. Do you guys remember Fantastic Sam's?
Yeah, that's the haircut place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was he used to own that, and he was in a domestic violence relationship. So that's what I was kind of doing, and so I had guests on the show because I always want to help the audience, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody is going through that.
You're right.
And they're not comfortable with coming out with it. So if they heard the story, then maybe they would.
Right. Or maybe they'll just leave. Just leave.
That's why I wrote the play, Why Won't They Leave? There's so many reasons as to why won't a person leave.
Yeah.
They won't leave because maybe they feel like they can't live without this person, or they're staying for the kids, or
this person gonna live without you if you stay in this relationship.
What I'm saying? Yeah. Financial reasons, like why won't they leave? That's such a broad topic. Why won't you leave?
And these are really all barriers people place in front of them to like. That's part of the mental abuse, right? You go live without everybody who you leave anyway. Right. So before it even get to where you're not the one living, you might as well leave. That's, like I said, that's men or women. And I just was thinking, like, maybe a lot of this domestic violence, I think this may come from like the lack of early childhood development, because the earlier somebody can learn to deal with conflict, their problems internally, how things that may happen to them, get over those hurdles, the easier it'll be to be even in a relationship with somebody.
Right, because people don't understand when they get in relationships what that actually means until it's too late, and you look up and you like, this is what it means to be in a relationship. Like, you have to work.
Well, they relationships are only defined by their scope of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What people don't understand.
Even with that, right? You got to think about this, right? What you think a relationship is and what your girl might think a relationship
are two
is,
different.
It can be so far apart that she used to domestic violence.
Right.
So now you not, right? Because my whole mantra is, if I got to beat you, I don't need you. Let the next nigga do it.
But
Word to Soldier Slim.
Okay, so for instance,
be upset at that though.
We think about Krishan and Blueface.
Right.
That's toxic.
Right.
But like, they're toxic to each other.
Right.
But
I mean, somebody loves that, but then you look at her where she come from, and you look at the mother that he had.
Yes.
Like, so these are the kids of that. You know what I'm saying?
So that's back to the early childhood development,
right? And she from B-more.
I'm telling you, man. I think that's what we overlooking, and see, that's a societal issue.
It is,
right? Because I always say, right, I don't have nightmares, but my worst nightmare would be my daughter being with a man who, one, can't read, because I understand that the literacy level is how they say if you going to prison or not, right? By the it used to be the 5th, it's the 3rd grade now, because of No Child Left Behind.
Oh wow!
Right, so I understand that, right? So we tell both our daughters,
read and comprehend.
No, that's the second thing, right? So we tell both our daughters, the person you with, first make sure they can read, then make sure they can comprehend what they read, right? Because those go hand in hand.
And they're two different things.
And two different things, because a lot of people can read but don't understand what they're reading, right? Or somebody who's abusive. Because I don't play that. You didn't grow up in this environment,
exactly.
So it's nothing nobody can do to you so good that should allow you to stay or get slapped on. We not poor, so you not gonna have a story that you always wanted something and never got it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't see your mother getting abused. You didn't see your father getting abused, because I would step in if you were abusing that person.
Right.
Hey, bro, I love you. This my daughter, but just push on, because this not the right situation for you.
Right.
Because eventually it will become mutual combat, and you can't stop somebody or say they overreacted because you've been poking a bear so long,
right?
Because he might not have came from that environment. So
yeah, I mean,
but like I was saying, that's a societal problem, and I think that should be one of the focuses. But a lot of that is because people become parents at such young ages,
right?
And they don't understand, just because you can tell this kid what to do, you don't know what to do in life yourself.
Exactly.
And that's the harsh reality of it.
And a lot of kids, when they become parents, their parents are done with them.
Yeah.
Like, it's no way.
That's the last thing they need.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, I had my daughter when I was 35 years old, 34 years old, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I could have had no kid when I was 18, 19, 15, 16, just because of how I was when I was 35, how it was.
Right.
Ain't no way. And the last thing I would have to want to do is be a kid with a baby mother hates you for getting their daughter pregnant, so now they hate your daughter too. I mean, they hate their daughter too, but act like they love the kid. That don't even make sense.
It doesn't.
You're supposed to embrace me and my wife have had a discussion that if our daughter was to get pregnant at a young age or whatever, and she had the baby, we're taking the baby and we're making sure you stay on track to be the baby's mother.
Right.
But I'll take the baby and make sure it has insurance. You're not going to the state, because once you have a baby when you're young, you just jump right up in the system. You get state insurance.
Yeah.
You do all the bullshit.
You are right.
None of that's happening, because you ain't never been on state insurance. So no, however we got to get this baby to where I'm the primary. Get the other family not go contest, because if you say no, that means you must want to do it, and nobody want to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers, that's part of that shit started domestic violence too, because now y'all got 2 kids that don't know what the fuck to do, and they trying to be in a relationship, and they kids, and they fussing and fighting because they don't know what's going on with them just being kids, because babies change people. And so you know what it'll do to a 14, 15, 16-year-old girl, because we seen what postpartum do to bitches who done had, women who done had kids,
right,
who old enough. You know what I'm saying? Adult women, yeah.
Well, so, and so me and my brother, we have discussions, and he said something to me that really stuck in my head, that society is setting it up to where the black man is not in the household anymore, right? Because if they're on Section 8, the man is not supposed, you can't have anyone living with you.
Right.
The man isn't supposed to be there. So then at this point, you have so many women in, saying, I don't need a man.
Right, and
that's when people say strong, that's
why we asked that.
Right, because nobody is independent of nobody. Right, that's not even a real thing.
Right.
That's I'm saying the word independent is a falsity. It's not real, because you independent, right? How you an entrepreneur if you independent because you have clients, right?
Right.
So you don't make money independently. We live in America, right?
Right.
Everybody is dependent on the American system to work.
Yes.
Right. So you because you on state aid, lady, you can't be independent because the state stepped in and took care of the situation.
And when you on state aid, and they kick the black man or the father out the house, because it happened to a lot of people. This is a issue that's just not for black people. So I want people to stop acting like it's just black people.
Right.
But the government is actually your child's father now, and the government comes to collect, because that child will more than likely 85% of the time end up in prison. So the government
it back.
Yeah, the government go get that back out of you. The insurance, the welfare, and all that. Your child is actually going to pay for that, because they're going to go to prison. And they're going to do free labor, or labor at the lowest cost that you could possibly do it.
Right.
And that's making up for mom kicking the dad out the house.
Right.
Because statistically, it shows that single fathers raise better kids than single mothers.
They raise better productive
citizens.
Citizens in the United States of America.
Yeah. Better citizens. Yeah. But before we get up out of here, we would like to know, how can people contact you?
Well, first, is it somewhere that we could see the other play?
Yeah. You can go into my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's under Parris Medley. So that's P as in Paul, A as in Apple, 2 R's. R as in Robert, R as in Robert, I as in if, S as in Sam, Medley. M as in Mary, E as in eat, D as in dog, L as in like, E as in eat, Y as in you. That's in my YouTube. So that's under PM's Red Room.
So we got episodes of PM's Red Room and the play on there?
Yeah.
Okay, dog.
Yeah.
I'm definitely about to check that play out.
Oh, yeah.
So about the PM's Red Room, just to get back to that real quick, are you doing any more episodes?
I took a break, but I'm getting back into it.
When you get back into it, have a song. It ain't based on domestic violence, right? It's really.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. I'll talk about. I like to talk about all kinds of stuff, but my topics is that I want to have the people there so they can. It's educating my audience.
Yeah, but definitely.
So is it a live audience? When you did it?
No, it was. I just would go live and I just would record.
Okay.
Basically, like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, we definitely like to do
you have people that you handle their business for. What's next for you? That's for you. That don't have nothing to do with no clients.
I want to turn Why Won't They Leave into a movie.
Okay.
That's my next biggest task.
How close are we to that?
Not at all.
Yeah. Well, actually, it is at all, because at least it's a place.
Yeah,
so you got something to base it on.
Yeah.
So I would say you actually 40% there.
40% there.
Yeah, 40%.
Yeah, see, and you ain't even give your strong, independent ass a chance.
No. Tower was that. Parris is
I'm talking shit.
Just a regular.
But Tower was the in the other play, right?
Tower was
I'm
the one in the
Tower.
partner. She was crazy.
Yeah.
She was crazy.
Tower. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I did have.
You know what? The only thing about plays, right?
What?
For them to really get buzzing, you gotta go on runs with them. Like that's
tour.
That's the only.
Like I need a manager.
Right. That's the only thing when we was doing the plays. I said, man, this you can't
3
just
nights
do.
is cool.
I don't listen. I'm okay with doing a movie. The state, it's cool to do the stage plays. It's more work though.
Yeah.
It's more work. I'm not gonna say I'll never do another one again. I probably will, but I want to get into the filming industry.
Yeah.
And
because like I said, those you got to go on the run because people in Maryland got to be talking about like people in Detroit, but that's only if you get it to them.
Exactly.
You know
Tyler
what I'm saying?
had a big. He had
Did you ever think about just putting a play out in the film form that you got it while working on the other film?
The actual film?
The actual film.
No.
You know why though? Because I think when it comes to plays, to really feel it, you have to be live.
There. Yeah.
I don't think I can watch a play like over the TV and get the same reaction because it's just a feeling in the
audience,
air. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's all vibe, like it's all energetic.
They have to feel you. Yeah. They have to, and that's what I try to do. I try to write about true stories. So yeah, they have to feel you. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. But yep.
Instagram, Facebook, you on there?
I'm on Facebook, Parris Medley. I am on Instagram, PM's Red Room.
Are you active though?
On Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm learning it.
Yeah.
I go on there like maybe PM, once or twice a week.
Red Room.
PM Red Room. You should see me pop up.
And you actually got a dope style. Like I like the way you dress. I like the accessories. Yes, I really is. See, I'm an accessory guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the bracelets and shit. Then the glasses.
Yeah, you like my glasses.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely like her glasses.
Thank you so much.
Here, type
Did
it
you
in
find
for me.
me.
No, that's what I said. Just type it in for me.
It was a pleasure having you. AJ, if they want to get with you, how could they get with you, folks?
Man, right now, man, just go to the YouTube, the Connected Experience, become a subscriber.
The Connected Experience
podcast visuals, but it's gonna pop up when you type in the Connected Experience.
We popping.
Right.
We got over 1,000.
Yeah, we got 1,100 subscribers now.
Yep.
Right.
Yep,
so become a subscriber. We coming with that. We coming with these conversations.
Every Monday is the new. Every Wednesday is the vault. You know what
1:30 on both of them. 1:30 p.m. on both of them. You know what I mean? And what is so funny, right? That no matter how much we tell people like Wednesday is the vault and Monday is the new, they just don't get it because it's like, no, bro, I don't got braids
no more. Yeah. And I'm like way lower on the weight. But if you want to contact me, you can hit me up at everythingshelby.com. Get your merch, get your books. We launching a book club, Shelby's Book Club, so you can sign up on everythingshelby.com. And we
that's nice. I just found that out.
Yeah, that's why you're taking the pictures.
Okay. Because she said that, and I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah, we launching a book club. So I just actually redid the site, updated the bio and all of that. You can also go to animalinstinctracing.fun and you can download Animal Instinct Racing, and that's for your Androids or your iPhones, you know what I'm saying? So Animal Instinct, the Urban Jungle, you can stream that.
We ever did.
Yeah.
Animal Instinct. Yeah, that came from here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I got some dope projects coming up. I can't wait to see that other one.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's out, but I ain't just gonna say where it's out at because I don't want you to spend no dollar with me.
Right.
I want you to enjoy the content
and
everything else. I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I know. Right. So
yeah.
But Animal Instinct, the Urban Jungle animated. You could Google that, and wherever it pop up, and you could watch it at. Right now, watch it there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna debut somewhere pretty soon. You know what I'm saying?
I'm waiting on that.
Yeah.
Waiting on that. Yeah. I'm Antoine.
I'm Santoine. I want for my brother what I want for myself.